So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us as we wish a very fond farewell to our friend, the 6th president of Middlesex Community College, Dr. Anne Wasescha. My name is Kim Hogan. My name is Kim Hogan. I'm the current Dean of Administration here on campus, and today I've been given the honor of being the MC for our event. 6 years ago, my task was to pick up our presidential candidate from her hotel in Cromwell, bring her to the campus, and escort her here for her interview. And for those of us that have never been on an interview for a role like this, it's an all-day event. Interviews with the search committee, meetings with faculty and staff, a quick lunch, a meeting with the chancellor, and of course, conversing with our students. What a day it was. I can tell you I was exhausted. Oh. The first rule about being an MC is don't talk about yourself, it's not about me. So Anna, what a day, right? About a year later, many of us were here and we held an inaugural ceremony. Anna delivered a powerful yet beautiful inaugural address reflecting on Shakespeare, taking us through the historical events that made community colleges in our country what they are today. And she shared her passion for civic responsibility and the protection of the environment. Within this address, Anna ended with a few of the following words, and I quote, "Here are what I hope will be the landmarks in this period of history of our college, that 20 years from now we will look back at this time and say, this is what we did, and it was for the good." Anna, it's only been 6 years. Take a look around this room. It's the beauty of the architecture, the form and function to bring people together. Take a look at the decorated tree behind us. It's full of endearing paper plate awards that are just for you. Take in the aesthetic appeal of the locally made Adirondack chairs that are on the deck overlooking our sustainable grasses. Look out at the grove that's set up for the 50th commencement ceremony that you'll preside over in just a couple hours. And after that, we're going to walk away to the tune of Forever Young. Take a look around the room, and all these people gathered here today. We have a very long list of folks that are going to come up, and within a minute or two each, I'm going to keep you to that we're going to reflect on these hallmarks with your time with us. As a matter of format in the interest of time, I'm not going to provide a narrative for each person. I'm just going to call each speaker up by name. So the first one to bring us greetings today is from the city of Middletown, and that's Thomas J. Serra.
Thank you. On behalf of Mayor Drew and the Common Council City of Middletown, welcome everyone and congratulations on your move forward. I was a student at Middlesex Community College for a couple courses in 1965, 66. Hunting Hill Avenue, Woodrow Wilson High School. That's where Middlesex Community College started. And you kept the tradition, a beautiful campus, as well as the curriculum that you have developed. Being from the technical high school system to mesh with that, you did a great job. I'm sorry to miss you. I know we have a minute. I better not read all this, all the accomplishments. So, it's Dr. Anne Wasescha Day in the city of Middletown. On behalf of the residents, it is my pleasure to recognize and honor Dr. Wasescha for all that she has contributed to Middlesex Community College and the community. I wish her continued success in all that she does. In testimony where I have set my hand, caused the seal of the city of Middletown to be affixed, is May 24th, 2017. Now he declares Thursday, May 25th, as Dr. Anne Wasescha Day in the city of Middletown.
Next up, I will call President of Tungus Community College, Dr. Catherine Abbey.
Hello. I remember being at this podium, or at a podium, when Anna Wasescha was inaugurated president, and I had my minute then to say a few things, which I know included trying very hard to figure out how to spell her last name. I haven't mastered that yet, Anna. I have a string of undeliverable emails because I spelled your name wrong. I'll send them to you at some point. Okay. It has truly been an honor since those days to have Anna as a colleague for all of us, not just me, but for all of the community college presidents. I think that we accomplished some things, we prevented some things, we agonized over other things and still do. But I always valued her leadership, her intelligence, her graciousness, and I know that this campus will miss you dearly. One other thought that I had was that back a few years ago when the community colleges were celebrating their 50th anniversary, much like Middlesex is now, as a joke, I prepared a vision of what the community colleges would be 50 years from now. And at that point, I had Middlesex turned into a sustainable farm that was growing fruits and vegetables and actually competing with Lyman orchards for the business in this area. Hopefully that will not come true. The sustainable part is fine, but being a commercial business is not. So I know that there is a foundation here that you have helped to create and to nurture that will leave this institution much stronger than it was when you came. So thank you for everything.
Thank you. Next up, Dr. Pat Charles couldn't be with us, so we have Dr. Enza Macri from Middletown Public Schools.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Charles is very sorry that she couldn't be here. She had a family emergency, but I'm very happy to speak on her behalf, and this letter is written to you from her. Okay. From my very first conversation with Anna, I knew that we had the perfect leader for Middlesex Community College. If you've heard Anna speak, you know she is knowledgeable on so many topics, from historical analysis to community gardening, that you might be intimidated. Yet, Anna has such an approachable demeanor that immediately any stiffness melts away. Her interests are broad, and this has impacted our campus in wonderful ways. Naturally, her focus has been on raising the bar for academic offerings while increasing access for students. She listens well, whether it is my conversations with her about the needs of our high school students or expanding opportunities to incarcerated students in an effort to support their efforts to get back on track. She appeals to all sectors. Veterans and their families will miss her investment in their success. As a member in the Wesleyan Conversational Club, we will miss her engaging presentations. As a member of the advisory board, we will miss her vision for all she saw in the future of Middlesex Community College. As a colleague, her creative ability to identify opportunities for Middletown youth entering college or preparing for the workforce. Anna will be difficult to replace. Our loss is certainly West Central's initiative's gain. Anna, know that you have impacted the lives of many more people than your students and staff at Middlesex Community College. The community as a whole will feel the loss, but we'll be rooting for you as you assume your new post back in Minnesota. Congratulations.
Thank you. Next up, we have Dr. Mark Benigni from Meriden Public Schools. Over here.
Anna, congratulations. Thanks so much. I've truly enjoyed our partnership, your friendship, and mostly importantly, I've enjoyed having intellectual conversations with you. You always had vision for Middlesex, but also for the state, higher education, and also K-12 public education. So it's my honor and privilege on behalf of the Meriden Public Schools to present you with what will be your legacy, MxCC at Platt High School. I look forward to the partnership and the growth of our programming together. Congratulations and all the best.
Thank you. We are all looking forward to the MxCC at Platt experience. So thank you. Next up is Anne Cox.
Good afternoon, everyone. I was part of that exhausting day that Kim shared with Anna as we sought a president for Middlesex Community College. That was part of my responsibility when I worked for the Board of Trustees, was doing presidential searches. And one of the best parts of that job was you got to meet people like Anna, wonderful community college leaders who spoke about mission and commitment and community engagement, and it was really a learning experience. We'd always looked for leadership, expertise, vision, commitment to the mission. A friend of mine, however, also said it took great emotional intelligence and interpersonal skills, because he compared being a community college president to sitting in a rocking chair in a room full of cats waiting for their tails to be squished. So Anna brought all of those skills with her and was just a wonderful, wonderful choice. She also brought a certain sense of calm, what I guess the French call sang-froid, or cold blood, literally. I think that was the Minnesota part. But I prefer to think of it as a certain sense of coolness. As she accepted the position or was considering it, I warned her that the future for community colleges in Connecticut, now this was 6 years ago, was unknown and unknowable. And little did I know what has happened since that time, but she accepted the position with that calm, cool demeanor, and we have all benefited from that as a result during those tumultuous years. The college has grown, the foundation has grown, community engagement is stronger than it ever was. The campus itself, you see the results of her efforts here in this beautiful room that was so badly needed by the college and now provides such a wonderful gathering place for students, community, and the college community as well. I used to think of Minnesota as just cold, Anna. Now I'm going to think of it as cool. We wish you all the very best. Come back and visit.
Thank you. Next up, Dr. Jonathan Dalby.
There are two matters that Anna hid from the Search Advisory Committee and the Board of Trustees. Number one, she does not eat dessert. That's very bad. And number two, her husband, Richard. Not quite as bad. Now, Mark Herzog, who was our chancellor when Anna came to Connecticut, can't be with us today, but he sent a lovely message, so my apologies if I go to 50 minutes. It's hard to believe, he wrote, that it's been over 6 years since we worked with a truly committed search committee, extremely dedicated to the continuing success of Middlesex Community College, when we identified this intelligent, articulate, and gracious candidate, these are his words, not mine, to be the next leader of the college. The Board of Trustees were just as impressed with her experience, knowledge, and leadership style in their unanimous selection. Anna took an amazing professional risk as she began her presidency, as the system was beginning a significant reorganization. During a continuing period of major challenge and change, she has never lost focus, an exceptional community and educational leader committed to the core values, ideals, and opportunities afforded by community college education, and a fierce advocate of Middlesex Community College. Her contributions towards the continued success of the college have been extraordinary, even exceeding the highest expectations we formulated all those years ago. I'm sure those on campus and those in the community with whom she's worked will miss her the most, and only hope that we all continue to remember and cherish her eloquent articulation of the value and mission of our colleges. My sincerest thanks to Anna for agreeing to the board's offer, successfully serving the college and the state, and creating a legacy that makes us all better educators and human beings. My best wishes as she moves on to her next pursuit of excellence. Warm regards, Mark. Now, we all know that Anna is a precise kind of person. Only Anna would move to a town with a population of less than 200 and an address that is 31,935, something or other. It's 1,496 miles from here, and you are cordially invited to show up there without notice. By the time any of us gets there, Richard will probably be mayor, or he could be running the casino in that area if it ever gets built. I have a short letter from Eric Kaler, president of the University of Minnesota. And he writes, 6 years ago, I was delighted to congratulate our alumna, Anna Wasescha, on her inauguration as president of Middlesex Community College. Now, after accomplishing so much for your college and your community, she's decided to come home to Minnesota, and we're excited to welcome her back. I do think it's important to note, he continues, that the entire state of Connecticut spans less than 5,000 square miles, while the 9-county area of Anna's new domain is nearly twice that size. Anna's impact, as always, will be large and meaningful. Congratulations, Dr. Wasescha, and welcome home. Now, I won't prattle on about the obvious. Anna, you've been a superb president with 7 bosses in 6 years, and you're a wonderful person. Linda and I assume everyone in this room and beyond, insist on staying your friends, whether you want us to or not.
Thank you, Dr. Darby. Next up is Don DeCesare.
Thank you all. What's past is prologue, dear Anna. 6 years ago, a friend brought you to WLIS WMRD so I could conduct an on-air interview with you, introducing you to the community. You were so uneasy that day. Misery acquaints one with strange bedfellows. We got through the interview. At its conclusion, we concluded that a community radio station and a community college intersect often on the road to enrichment. And so for 6 years now, you've been the weekly host of a wonderful interview show of your own and used the power of broadcasting to inform and even promote the wealth of Middlesex Community College. Let us not burden our remembrance with a heaviness that's gone. You taught me language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse. I curse your departure and the hole it leaves in the quilt of this community. Who will remind us that learning happens in so many ways, in so many places, to so many ages? She will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her. That you will. We must strive to keep up with the acceleration of your investment in communities far, far away. Thought is free. Then to the elements be free. And so I refuse to miss you, now or later. Instead, as we are so able nowadays, I'll long to hear the story of your life. Brave new world that has such people in it. I've been quoting freely from The Tempest, one of Anna's favorites, and mine too. So let me end, my dear friend Anna. We are such stuff as dreams are made of.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Rick Erickson.
Wow. Anyone who knows me, 1 minute, anyone knows me, that's an impossible, yeah, that's impossible. 1 minute, keep the light, no, seriously. Anna, once you reminded me of the importance of forgetting. It was a brief moment that etched itself permanently into my psyche. And for me, it did hold the essence of professional and profound, a life moment. I think of all the professional, collegiate moments that we have, or specifically I've provided for you. Let that one sit for a little bit. Pipe cleaners, rubber bands, finger puppets, red moons, jelly beans and taste-o-vision, a top-hatted chocolatier spouting absolute nonsense, or even a simple buffoon singing nonchalantly about the happiness of stinging bees. And sadly, the list goes on. Once again, truly affirming the possible importance of forgetting. But since they seem to be all the rage these days, here's a haiku. You totally stole my thunder last week. But anyway, here's a haiku for you. Kerfuffle, I say. Imprinting moments make life. Just be wonderful. Anna, thanks for the friendship.
And that was 30, no, it was actually a minute. Thank you, Rick. Next up, we have Judith Felton.
Why do I always have to go after Rick Erickson? It just isn't fair. I was lucky enough to be on Anna's search committee. And this process of being on this search committee stands out as a highlight of my time here. I had just returned from South Africa, literally the morning that you were scheduled to be interviewed, and I was very jet-lagged, to say nothing of massive indigestion, but anyway. But I do remember this. I remember when Anna walked into the room and she had this very strong walk and a really strong look about her. I like how she greeted each one of us with a strong handshake, and she looked at each one of us in our eye and called us by name, as though she had known us for a very long time. I liked how she referred to Shakespeare in her interview, and as you well know, we can't get through any speech of Anna's without hearing from Shakespeare. But that was really very cool. None of the other candidates did that. I really think that's what got you hired. I liked how in one response to a very perplexing question, she said something like, well, that's a tough one, isn't it? And there was, she might have even said, well, that really is a pickle, isn't it? Or something very Minnesotan like that. And there was absolutely no arrogance in that response, and she just included us in the conversation. But what seems to be unique about Anna is her imagination, the imagine if part of her character. Like imagine if we had a magic food bus, for instance. And so she just, this visionary quality of hers. Recently, I read an article in the New York Times that reviewed new research about the uniqueness of the human brain, of humans' ability to have foresight, to plan for the future, that we are not prisoners of our past or our present, as other animals are. Scientists believe a better name for our species, better than Homo sapiens, which means wise man, or in this case, wise woman. We should be called Homo prospectus, because we thrive on considering prospects. That's what we humans do. This is Anna. Because of her, this college is now full of the animal Homo prospectus. You have left us with the mandate to be visionary, to let go of the phrase, not possible. Every time I went into Anna's office and I would say, I don't think I can do this, I left with more to do. And I know that I'm not unique in that way, because she turned every problem into another vision, into another way of not being able to say, not possible. And I'm going to miss you greatly, but I really understand that there's no place like home, and I'm really happy for you, but I'm not alone in just saying how much you will be missed, and thank you for what you've done for our college.
Thank you, Judith. Next up, we have Rich Lenosi.
Hello. I was also on the search committee for Anna, and I do this a lot, as do the rest of us on that committee. It was very successful. So I'm going to take the perspective of the Center for New Media and how important that was. When Anna came her second week here, I gave her a tour of our facilities up in Snow Hall, which had just been left to dilapidate over the years. And she walked out and said, ooh, we have to do something about this. And a couple weeks later, we did a road trip, Rick, myself, Steve, and Anna, to ESPN. And she got to see the work that our graduates do there. And she, on the way back, said, yes, we have to do something about this. 6 weeks later, I get a phone call. I didn't apply for the money. I didn't ask for it. $2.5 million. Anna announced to me that we had. Get in my office, and we have to plan what to do with it. And now we have the most advanced educational media center in the country. I mean, it's just incredible. So from here on out, thank you from past students, present students, future students, and Rick, Dan, John, Peter, and I just want to say thank you so much for all you've done.
We're definitely all proud of that Center for New Media, Anna. Next up, Dr. Adrienne Maslin.
And I'm another, but not the last of the speakers, I believe, who was on the search committee that brought Anna here. And it was one of the fabulous decisions that I have made during my time here. But when I left the University of Hartford, Anna, a friend of mine gave me a poem by C.P. Cavafy. I had never heard of Cavafy before, and I had never read the poem. It's called Ithaca, but it had become quickly one of my favorites. I am never without it. There's a copy in my desk drawer at work at all times. And there's a copy for you on the paper plate that is hanging on the tree. And maybe you've read the poem, maybe you haven't, but whether it's the first or the 100th time you read this poem, you're always in for a treat, and it always speaks to me. And by the way, this is also in my note to you on the tree, but if you want to hear it recorded by the sexiest actor that ever lived, just click the link, and I'm talking about Sean Connery. For those of you not familiar with the poem, it is about a journey. But working for you, Anna, has been terrific. I love your energy, I love the way your mind works and your use of language. You once described something to me as being like chewing on carpet. And never in a million years would I have thought to describe something in that way. I love your commitment to the liberal arts and your belief in our students' ability to rise to a higher standard. I love your unwavering belief in the power of education to change people's lives. And that concept, I think, has really served as a pillar of this college the entire time that you have been here. I've thoroughly enjoyed our one-on-one meetings every month. Sometimes such meetings are routine and little gets accomplished, but not so with yours. Yours were fun, and if only we had a glass of wine, and in the wintertime, maybe a little fire in the fireplace, would have just been perfect. Not only would we talk about the work at hand, But our discussions ranged widely and wildly, from travel and theater to children and dogs, to good writing and the precise use of language, to politics and to civic responsibility. Nothing was off the charts, and it made me feel like I not only had a boss, but a friend as well. Someone who was really interested in me and what I was thinking. So your journey through Middlesex was quick, and I wish you had stayed longer, much longer. Cavafy says to slow down, no need to rush. Savor the journey because you will get to Ithaca. But the college, despite how short you've been here, is stronger and much better positioned for your leadership. And the West Central Initiative is lucky to have such a dedicated, thoughtful, and hardworking individual taking the lead. I'm sure you will be successful. I wish you all good things in your new job and in your return to the state you love.
Thank you, Adrian. Next up, we have Larry McHugh.
Anna, I just want to say how much I appreciate your dedication to our region. You've been tremendous. As some of you know, I've got about 34 years dealing in higher education since 1983, and chair of both CSU and now UConn. So I've seen a lot of leaders come and a lot of leaders go. And as I judge people, how I judge people is what was said today so far. Staff, leadership, community leaders, all saying such decent, nice things about you, and how much you're going to be missed, and how much of a positive impact you have put on Middlesex College. You will be missed. There's no question about that. But this college is much better. Our region is much better. And I think everyone in this room that you have touched, we are all better. Godspeed. I know you're going to do a great job. Just always remember, the sun always shines in Middlesex County.
So Larry has put out a good word for us that at about 5:30-ish, it's going to be sunny at Middlesex Community College. Okay. Next up, we have Annie Scott.
Okay, so I think I am the last member of that search advisory committee who's standing at the mic, so there'll be other people coming. In 2012, in preparation for Anna's inauguration, which I had the honor of representing the faculty and staff, you all, I prepared 2 reflective pieces. And I spent a few weeks agonizing over which one and deciding which one fit for that time and that space. If you were there, you remember that the Namaste greeting was the one that I chose. And Anna, it is printed on my plate. The full transcript is on the back side of the plate. So today, I'm turning to the alternate. A reflection on a poem I kept on my wall from that day. Not because I'm being lazy or because it's already written, because truthfully I had to rewrite it for this time and this space. But because it was fitting for all of us again, and Namaste fit all of us then. So in this time and this place, I am going to choose to talk about awakening. Though this is a send-off, it is also an awakening. You see, you don't just wake once. Every day we wake. Every new venture is an awakening. Whenever change happens, we wake. Dawn's chorus, welcoming, welcoming the day anew, untouched, waiting to be filled. And will we paint a rainbow? With all of its promise, or dull the canvas sadly seen. Each day brings into its own colors, to be chosen, mixed. Pigments of joy, happy moments, smile and laughter. And which will you choose? For life is choice. We are all painters. We are all painters in our own way, all needing to create something of worth, of lasting beauty, marking our journey. Footprints in the sand. The sky today is azure, the sun warm and golden, a filigree of light and shadow play. Through the gently swaying trees, I clean my brushes, I choose my palette, vibrant living colors, and begin to fill today's blank canvas. Anna, you came to Middlesex at the dawn of a day. We were in the process of awakening, desiring to take this hidden gem out of the best-kept secret realm and into the known entity arena in central and southeastern Connecticut. There was a blank canvas. You picked up your palette and you painted. I don't have the time to have everyone close their eyes and envision what the Wasescha Middlesex Community College landscape painting, or the Middlesex portrait, or the huge MxCC modern art splash might look like against that original blank canvas. You can close your eyes, and you can do that on your own. What I do know is that there are lots of varied and different and yet unifying colors. I also know that the artist is cleaning her brushes. She's picking up her palette and facing another blank canvas. Awakening, and we wish her well.
Thank you, Annie. Next up, we have Patty Vassia.
Time is short. Lists are in. 5 ways Anna left her mark on MxCC and our community. She added to the intellectual capital with a new convivium and an honors program. 2, she brought more community to the college by making facilities easily available while bringing more college into the community with a variety of ways of integrating students and faculty into our greater community. 3, she professionalized philanthropy by integrating the foundation and the college departments and the sharing of resource and staff that has helped not only increase our philanthropy, but also institutionalize it for our future. 4, brought major capital funds, which we've already heard some of, to the campus, a new roof on Chapman, so that wonderful building will be maintained, the new media center, and this wonderful community meeting place, this pavilion. 5, made our campus green and sustainable with gardens and plantings. The way we look at this college today is so much enhanced by her love of green gardens. And I love that we fill our water bottles at the water fountains, which I'm seeing now everywhere, but the first one I ever saw was here at the college. Now, 5 things I'm personally going to miss, and excuse me for making this personal, but it's been a joy to work with Anna professionally and be a resource for her in the community. But I'm going to miss, Richard, wake up. I want you to hear this. Okay. Our conversations, always within the zone of confidentiality. Anything we shared was between us and no one else. 2, her warm smile that that's what attracted us to her. 3, her articulation of honest, open Midwest values. Kevin, I know where the Midwest is now. 4, Sunday morning coffee, bagels, conversation with she and Richard. And 5th, most importantly, I'm going to miss her amazing and fun husband, who I had the pleasure of entertaining and having fun with while Anna was doing this community work here at the college. Okay, and you both know how much I'm going to miss you. Just get the guest room ready.
Thank you, Patty. In case you haven't figured out, we've gone alphabetically. So we are coming close to the end here. We have 2 more speakers left. And next up is Kevin Wilhelm.
And I will miss you. We will miss you. I have to admit, I am a little sad that you're leaving the education field, which you clearly have had tremendous success and impact and accomplishment on. And you're moving to something that I'm sure you're equally excited and passionate about and will be just as successful for all the reasons we've heard. You know, all the values and the attributes ascribed to you, I totally agree with. You know, all the qualities that you bring to bear, your talent and your personality. And so I won't repeat what everyone else has said, but I was reflecting on, I think in hindsight, what I really valued the most, which is really special to you, is that whether one-on-one or in a group, you're always fully engaged. You gave everyone in every task at hand your full attention, and so it allowed us to be productive and in a way that honored and cared about everybody that you were working with. And that is truly just who you are, and I love that, and wish you well. I really am sad that you were leaving Middlesex Community College, but you will continue to do great things, I have no doubt.
Thank you, Kevin. Next up, we have Christina Makowsky.
Good afternoon. I wish I'd known I was going to be the last one. Someone once said that the true meaning of life is to plant trees under whose shade you do not expect to sit. Anna planted trees at Middlesex, excuse me, both literally and figuratively. Thanks to Anna's vision, we now have a president's orchard that will flourish in years to come. Anna signed the American College and University President's Climate Commitment on behalf of Middlesex in her very first year, setting us on the path, the long path, but setting us on the path toward carbon neutrality and ultimately sustainability. Anna was a vocal and enthusiastic supporter of so many environmental activities and events here on campus and in the community. Sustainable landscaping all around us, Earth Week events, an environmental film series in partnership with the community, so many things. And what was amazing was that she did all of this with her full attention. She was always so available at any moment to discuss any of the things that needed to be done. At the same time that she was a vocal and enthusiastic supporter of so many other things. I don't know how she did that. So she's leaving a legacy of so many different trees planted on this campus and in our community. So thank you for that, Anna.
So that was the end of our single speakers. Now we go to the duets, of which we only have one. Together, I'd like to ask Dr. Andy Levy and Dr. Steve Mcclure to come up.
Thank you. There's a unique part of Anna's character as a leader and as a colleague and as a friend, and that is that she inspires excellence in everybody she meets. And the ways she does this are through her own standards of excellence for herself, her tireless work ethic, her demands, her wit and wisdom. The reason she does this, I believe, is that in everybody she meets, she recognizes the potential and the capacity for that individual to do good things, greater things, and their most excellent work. She sees that in the faculty, in the staff, and in the students, especially community college students who sometimes are, for one reason or another, overlooked as students who do have that capacity to succeed. Two of your legacies here at Middlesex Community College that embody that are our honors program and academic convivium. And in doing so, you've done this through inspiring a whole team of people, including Professor Levy, Dr. Eva Jones, who directs the honors program. She cannot be with us today. Dean Adrian Maslin and myself, who've taught students and who mentor students in the program. Professors Victor Trier, Rebecca Lowe, Joe Murfin, Michelle Kriskowski, and Madhvi Shah, who've taught students in the program and have mentored them in the convivium. Counselor Emily Canto, and personal librarians Anne Pollack and Joy Hansen. This team of people you've inspired to insist on the best for our students. And you've inspired nearly 100 students who we've admitted so far in 4 cohorts of the honors program.
And we are particularly proud of all of our honors students. This current cohort in particular is, I think, really representative of what we aim to achieve with the honors program. They, all but 2 of them made Dean's List this semester. Almost all of them received MxCC Foundation scholarships. They all present at the convivium. They transferred to competitive 4-year institutions. In fact, this year we have, for the 2nd year in a row, a student transferring to Wesleyan on the Etherington Scholarship. But this could not happen without the support that you provide for the honors program.
And that support that you've provided has been moral support, as well as some financial support through your presidential account and other college funds that we've put into the honors program and convivium to provide these students with a little extra push and a few extra experiences that try to distinguish our honors program from others at the college and perhaps other honors programs in our system. But unfortunately, that funding stream is a bit erratic. It's a bit irregular because it does depend on your personal involvement and our ability to find grants. We have benefited from the New Day Fund that the Middlesex Community College Foundation provides, but there hasn't really been a steady stream of funding until now.
So, Anna, you have been the guiding force you were the guiding force in the creation of the honors program. You have been its most advent supporter throughout its existence. So in honor of you, Anna, and your tremendous support of the honors program, and really all of MxCC, we have created the Dr. Anna Wasescha Honors Program Fund. So I just want to read to you the description of the fund. The fund was created by the faculty, staff, and friends of Dr. Anna Wasescha to thank her for her fervent support and dedication to the MxCC Honors Program during her presidency. In her honor, the fund aims to reward honors students for academic achievement and civic engagement through incentive awards and scholarships. In addition, the fund will support the honors program ability to provide specific event and special programming for and through the honors program. So in lieu of a farewell gift, we invited donations to this fund, which have already amounted to $3,600 just since the news of your departure became public. It is our intention to keep this fund going for years to come, to regularly solicit donations so that your dedication to the honors program can very much live on even once you have left us.
Wow. So, as you can see, there are many, many things that Anna has done, completed, started, we will continue with. But Anna, I just want to let you know that on Wednesday, you no longer have to call me to see if we're wearing the same suit. Anna and I have this love for a good suit, and we have many of the same ones, so that kind of part won't be missed. But I want to thank everyone that came up today, that joined us for sharing your stories with Anna. From our first ride in that car that first day to the present day, I do want to thank you for the journey. You have left your hallmark on this institution, within the MxCC family, and with me personally. I now quote the words of an old Irish proverb, "May the hinges on the friendships you have made never go rusty." I wish you well. Thank you, everyone.
I know this will probably just drive Jonathan crazy because this event has dragged on a long time, and Jonathan is all for let's get it. It is maybe longer than graduation tonight. And I was teasing him that tonight, in his honor, we will have the longest graduation we've ever had at Middlesex Community College. It's going to be 3 hours in the rain. I mean, I've been smiling and laughing and crying, and you can imagine the emotions I feel being surrounded by so many wonderful people and the recounting of all these great stories. And all it does is underscore how much I fell in love with this college and with every one of you, because the college is you. I've always said that to you, and I really mean it. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and let you know that all of you are now a part of me. And I know I'm all a part of you. And that will bind us together forever. And finally, I just want to thank the geniuses who decided to put back up the Christmas tree. It's beautiful, and it's covered with these paper plate awards. And for those of you who aren't part of the tradition here, we at Christmas time always write out awards for people who work for us and put them up there. And they're now many years into this. They're hanging on people's bulletin boards over their desks. I brought this from a camp experience I had because first of all, as Catherine always says, running a community college is a lot like being a camp, so, you know, it fits the model. But, you know, paper plates are little lowly objects, and yet, when you take one and you make it special for a person, you transform it, and you light a spark in the heart of the person that you are expressing affection for. And that, too, is for me a metaphor of a community college. I mean, we're all just basic, plain old paper plates. And just by knowing each other and finding those things in each other that we can fall in love with, we become a community. And that's all of you here together, a really strong, vital community. And I am so honored to have been a member of this community, and so, you know, happy to believe, and I do with every ounce of energy in my body, that this community will continue on and will always do wonderful things, and not only for our students, but for the people who call this place home. So even though I'm a little teary-eyed, well, I got to join with Larry McHugh in saying that the sun always shines in Middlesex County, and it will always shine on Middlesex Community College. Thank you all so much.
The one last thing we have for you, Anna, is the drone shot of our campus that we hope that you'll take with you and remember all of us. It says, "In gratitude, Middlesex Community College, Dr. Anna Wasescha, President, 2011 to 2017.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.